Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, I finally made the leap. It was on sale on Steam. I decided I needed a game review, and this one seemed like something I'd have a lot to say, and I do. So, I guess it's a thing. I'm doing this pretty early in the morning, so my voice is pretty unused to being used so far today, probably purely because it's super hot in the UK at the moment, and obviously I have to turn off the fans in order to record, so I'd rather do that in the morning and spend 20 minutes waffling on in relatively low temperatures. But yeah, it's like up to 28 degrees. It's UK heat just hits different. I don't know. I don't know whether it's because of our architecture with all the brickwork, or just the fact that we're not really building houses designed to cope with heat. There's like AC's not really a thing over here, and you just sit under a fan and sweat for most of the summer. So it's anyway, Assassin's Creed Shadows. So okay, lots to talk about here. Now, you play as two protagonists. You play as Naoe and Yosuke. Obviously, Yosuke is the slightly more controversial character. He also very much feels sort of pulled back, if that makes any sense. A lot of the game is not great to play as Yosuke because he can't climb very well. In fact, Naoe can't climb very well compared to previous protagonists. He used to be able to go up sheer rock walls. Now you just like jump ineffectually at them. It's very hit and miss as to where you can actually climb up. Even with Naoe, and Yosuke's even worse. And so even if you wanted to play as Yosuke, you would get to points where you just can't, because you need to jump or swing across something to get to the next stage of the quest, and to do that you need Naoe. So he really feels dialed back on. He doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed character, because he's not particularly agile. He's very much sort of strength and parrying and all that, sort of planting your feet and just countering and shit like that. He also runs through doors. You just sprint at a door and you burst through them. So he has very much strength focus, whereas now he's more agile focus, so more traditionally sort of Assassin's Creed. I think if it was just Naoe in the game, I think it would have done better. One thing I will say for Naoe is she's more attractive than any character based on the appearance of Erika Ishii, in my opinion. Would do Naoe, put it that way. They each have different weapons that they can use. So Naoe has a katana, which she holds in a reverse grip. And oh shit, it's completely flown out of my head what it's called. It's the sickle with the ball attached on the chain. I know what it's called. You don't need to tell me in the comments. It's just inaccessible at this early stage of the morning, with me having woken up probably about a half hour ago. So we'll just draw a line under that. Yosuke has access to considerably more weaponry. He has a long katana, he has a kanobo, laginata, and also, strangely, access to ranged weaponry. He has access to a bow and a teppo, which is like an arquebus. It's weird that he would have the ranged weaponry, or at least the bow. I would imagine the bow would be better suited to Naoe, but I mean, she does have kunai that she can throw, so it is just another Assassin's Creed game once you get down to the basics of it. There's some things they do differently, some things they do better, some things they do worse. It's a nice looking game, as most of Ubisoft games still are. They are still able to produce good graphical fidelity, and it generally runs above 60 with all the bells and whistles on, and DLSS. I think at quality. It's kind of a strange setup they got going on where I'm not real sure what I'm setting things to, but okay, whatever. So mostly around above 60, except in cutscenes, which are all locked at 30, so bear that in mind. But yeah, I mean, it's an Assassin's Creed game. If you like Assassin's Creed games, you'll probably like this one. From the gameplay, for me, it gets boring really quick. None of the characters are particularly memorable, I would say. Of course, you have a child character who has a thing for Tanuchis, and yeah, it doesn't really fit the overall feel of the game, but I suppose it's there for a bit of levity, and you kind of always have to have a child character in these sort of games because reasons. But there you are. Now, let's just get it out of the way and say it straight. I mean, fans have been asking for a Japan-based Assassin's Creed for years, and rightly so. It was a fantastic setting to put one in. And then, of course, is it Sucker Punch? I think it was Sucker Punch. It came along. It was either Sucker Punch or Naughty Dog. I can't. My brain is fried. Came along with Ghost of Tsushima, which I have reviewed and is a fantastic game. And they did it first, and then Ubisoft saw the success that game had and went, okay, maybe we should actually do one of those Japanese games that people have been asking for. And it was a case of they were never going to exceed Ghost of Tsushima. If you want to play a good game set in Japan with some assassination mechanics to it, that is the one to play without a doubt. It looks better, it plays better, it's got a better plot, it's more enjoyable, it's just better all around. They missed the boat and, we're never ever going to compete. Obviously, we've got Ghost of Yotai coming up. I don't know, we'll see. I'm happy to wait and see on that one. I know there's a lot of concern over the casting of Erika Ishii and whether or not her political views are going to make it into the game. Hopefully not. Hopefully she's just there to deliver a performance, in which case, okay, whatever. But I will give it a go, obviously, when it comes out, because Ghost of Tsushima was so good, and they've earned that level of trust from me. Whether or not it reaches that level of trust, I don't know, but we'll see. So the elephant in the room, in the large chap, Yasuko. So it is my belief that when they started making this game, which was around the same time as the rather infamous Summer of Love was happening in the States, they very much decided they were going to have a protagonist of a certain colour in it. And I think the fact that it's the first Assassin's Creed character to be based on a real-world person, whether or not that real-world person was an actual samurai, is probably up for debate, but most likely not. Yeah, I think that's very telling. They were like, well, it's going to look like we're pandering and doing this just to do it. Because people want a Japanese protagonist in a Japanese game, so we can do two protagonists and one of them be Japanese, but we still want to get this guy of a certain colour in there, So what we'll do is we'll say, oh, well, there was an actual guy and he was a samurai because this guy says he's a samurai who is basically making money over the fact that he's calling him a samurai. And then we can point at that and go, oh, I see, you're just reacting to his skin colour, you bunch of racists. No, he's a real person. Ha ha. And the fact that that's the first time they've ever done it with any protagonist in the Assassin's Creed series, as far as I can recall, I'm pretty sure they were all fictional up to this point. It kind of does sort of leave a giant glowing finger in National Lottery style pointing at it, going, yes. Outside of that, I mean, he adds very little to the game. I would have been just as happy just with Naui as the protagonist, and I know you can you have the girl boss argument, but she does play at least like a woman in the fact that she has to be nimble and she can't take much damage. Obviously stronger opponents are going to overpower. Like if you try and assassinate a samurai from the front, he just grabs your arm and tosses you away. So I like that element. Yasuke is just not a fitting protagonist in the way his mechanics work, in my opinion. Assassin's Creed shouldn't be like, okay, I have relatively no stealth, so I am just going to break through the front door and start killing people. Now, okay, being shit at stealth, that's usually how my Assassin's Creed experience goes, because I get caught and then I have to fight, but, at least I make the effort with the stealth. In this, it's just like, well, fuck it, let's go. I mean, the combat itself is serviceable. It's not as good as Ghost of Tsushima's, in my opinion, but it's okay. There are problems with it. Like when you finish the last guy in a group that you're fighting, Yasuke has like 2 moves that he'll do to finish him off in a particularly bloody fashion. Both of them involve beheading. Oh no, 3, and one of them involves sort of piercing them and lifting them up, sort of thing. Whereas now he has like 1. She'll do like a backflip over him and then cut his throat from behind, and it's just like, okay, that's the 90th time I've seen that. I'm kind of bored. You couldn't have like reached into your pocket and made 2 or 3 animations. You just got the 1. So that got kind of boring. Oh, Kurosagawi. Oh, yeah, something like that. The sickle thing. It just popped into my head in a mangled format, obviously. Now, so Assassin's Creed as a game, Assassin's Creed Shadows specifically, is,
My blood is eager.
to me, it got very boring very quickly. I mean, when you start out, you're very limited on what you can do, and then obviously they introduce all the open world stuff, and there is a shit ton of open world stuff. They have seasons, so what the seasons do is when you raid an enemy fortress, you'll mark supplies that are too big for you to carry, and your scouts will get them. You start off with a limited amount of scouts, and you get more as you go on, and you can pay money to regenerate them at your base, stuff like that. And at the end of the season, your scouts will bring the supplies back to your base, and if you're wanted, like if they manage to ring a bell in a fortress or something that you're in, that character will be wanted in that area until the season changes. I think there's other ways of getting out of it as well, but that's the way I got out of it. I just switched the other character and fucked around until the season changed. But I mean, this should have been better than it is, in my opinion. I mean, it's just such a rich period of history, and it's, you know, for people that aren't Japanese, it's endlessly fascinating. I mean, certainly for me and a lot of other people that I know are very interested in that sort of part of history, and to just have this dull squib of a game, it's just like, and you spent how many millions on it? And even if you take the controversies out, like, you know, Yasuke, like the gate that was destroyed in World War II, and they used that as like a fucking marketing tool for what's essentially a Funko Pop. Use of, you know, privately held copyright materials in its marketing. You know, there are so many missteps that Ubisoft made with this game. But even if you take all those away, the game itself is boring. It's doing the same thing over and over. I'm sick of fucking raiding fortresses, and the base building is just busy work. It's like, oh, now you've got this, so you can upgrade this part of your character. And it's just like, why can't I just fucking upgrade the character? And getting onto that, your skill trees are level gated as well. It's not like a case of, oh, you've got 5 skills in this, now you can do level 2 skills. No, you actually have to go and get a separate resource to unlock those skills, which is knowledge, and you do that by doing activities around the map. Like Yosuke has a kata that he does. He goes and like practices his sword work, which is sort of a rhythm game. Now he goes and like has flashbacks, which are fucking boring, and the way you get into the flashbacks is by matching button prompts on the screen. The button prompts are white, and as it goes on, the screen gets whiter, so they become very difficult to see. So it's not just annoying and it takes a long time, but it's also unreasonably obfuscated. And then your reward is a flashback that's boring. And you're like, thanks, and that got me 1 skill point. I need 10 for the next level. Thank you for that. It's just, there's so much in the game that doesn't need to be in it. It needs to be leaner, it needs to be better put together from a design standpoint. Just get Ghost of Tsushima, man. Don't bother with this one. I mean, I actually bought it on Steam rather than like buying a month of Ubisoft Connect, which is what I normally do for Ubisoft games, because I know I'm probably not going to play them. But it was on offer. I'd been drinking, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. It wasn't. There are points where I enjoyed. I mean, you can go prone now, but I'm not really caring about the prone. It just slows the game down. It's what was wrong with crouching. Crouching was fine. They just did that so they can hide stuff under buildings, I think, is the main reason.
Stu is counting on
But
me.
yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Shadows. Full review to TLDR. Buy Ghost of Tsushima instead if you haven't already got it. It's a no-brainer. It's much better. Anyway, guys, that'll do for me this week. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.